need to balance because the heart and soul of digital transformation is all about that customer experience, the accuracy of the order, the speed, and that's something that we hold dear.
Wow, it's fantastic. It really is. It's very cool to see how it's enabling and how fast everything's going. Maybe just in closing, you talk a little bit about just some of the results that you guys have had, just in regards to the improvement and kind of throughput, and then some of the recognition that you received in some of the areas.
No, we're definitely seeing approximately 130,000 orders per day on the digital channels, on our omni-channel platform. And we're seeing 2.2 million downloads of iOS apps and Android apps, and that continuously grows. And we feel as though that we're going to be close to competing against the big three pizza chains from a digital perspective very, very soon here. So in some cases, when you look at a Panera 2.0 store versus a Panera 1.0, the Panera 2.0 store outpaces the 1.0 in gross sales by 30%, which is amazing.
Wow.
The other thing that we're seeing is the uptick in cafe-based delivery. So we're going to go head-to-head with Jimmy John's in terms of delivering our product anytime you want it, wherever you want it. And that's something really exciting this particular year. But also the catering hubs also take that friction out of the cafes so that we can centralize catering and provide services across multiple cafes. So we refer to it as hoovering. So what we want to do is hoover the sales as much as we possibly can across this omni-channel, rather than just focusing on the number of cafes that we have within a particular region. It's like, what can we do to hoover those markets to get as much as we possibly can? The other aspect of it that's been really cool is we've been a partner with Google, Android, Apple Pay. When Apple Pay was introduced, we were one of the 10 partners that introduced our product and integration. Through Asynchrony, we worked with them on the Apple Watch integration, which is really, really cool. So, along with the awards that we've seen. So, through the restaurant industry, through other technology partners that we have in terms of being a game changer within the industry. But Panera, through its food, through its innovation in cafe design, being one of the first in Wi-Fi, they are very familiar with innovation and being in that leadership position. And what we see is Panera 2.0 is sort of that launch pad to regain that leadership position and put us in the front again.
And maybe, Michael, just maybe one or two little comments on the data side. I know you mentioned you feel you're just really scratching the surface on really collecting data, whether it's through the Meraki consolidation and through some of the things on the apps that we're collecting. So maybe just a minute or so on that, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're still early. I don't want to say early on our journey, but we've been so focused on implementation. So to date, we have 944 cafes running the new technology stack. And that stack, each one of those has gone through the integration center for deployment and implementation, and we've had zero disruption, which is just amazing. So we're very, very pleased with that particular metric. Now that we're getting it out there, and then in 2016, we focus in getting the technology stack into all of our franchisees, we can begin to look at the data that we've been collecting into the cloud with Meraki. How do we tie that into our customer loyalty? How do we tie that into our customer Wi-Fi so that as they come in, they connect to our Wi-Fi and we can do presence analytics and location and really understand the behaviors and the buying patterns of our customers. So as we work up this stack, this is where we see a whole new opportunity of capability that we want to deliver to not only the cafe operations, but demonstrate what we can do with marketing, what we can do with concepts and designs, and provide much richer data across the board for us to make key decisions.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, it's very exciting, just the things that are going on. I think it's cool and exciting and innovating, and so many great things. Maybe in spirit of time in closing, would you guys, anything you wanted to comment on before I close things out?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd just like to say thank you to Michael for all the business, and not only being such a great champion for Worldwide, but an awesome mentor for me professionally and personally. I learned a ton from working with Michael. And also a shout out to our whole team that supports this account. Stephanie Joes, Brian Rieger, Justin Dombeck, Shane Harris, Darren Roback, and Chris Pathello, all very integral to this, to making this successful.
It's great, great.
Just on the element, Michael mentioned it on, reducing customer friction in the stores. I mean, I think we feel that on the sales side. Panera is one of those interesting customers where we were partnering prior to the acquisition. So we kind of both had our silos of expertise, and then post-acquisition, just the amount of friction that was lowered where, marketing will come up with an idea where a lot of the ideas come from, and we're able to sit down really holistically as a team, Amanda and I with Michael or with their whole team at the table, and really talk about what it's going to take to get that idea all the way from idea to execution. So there's just no friction there, and it's really been something pretty excellent to witness.
Yeah, so I think, one of the things, we had another customer on, Michael, earlier, and it was, part of their ask was, what can we continue to do as we move down the road of innovation, iterative learning, and part of their request was continuing to bring ideas to them, making sure that we take the time to really understand their business and build that relationship where we're collaborating and leveraging knowledge that we are picking up in other industries and areas that we can bring and work with you more strategically. So, that's one of the things I know I think we got a very good relationship, but just listening to you, and I think the entire audience can see that Panera is not standing still with what you have today. You're aggressively onboarding this technology in a very exciting way, looking to deploy data analytics to drive better outcomes. But then where is it going to go from even what was the other, it slips my mind, the other business that you have within the cafe, the catering business, but I can imagine you opening up into other areas. We're just talking about Panera for the most part is in the US and Canada. Are they going to go global at some point? So I think there's just a lot of great opportunities, and we feel very fortunate to have the relationship here and really appreciate your time. Anything, Michael, you'd like to say in closing? But we really appreciate your time today.
No, we very much appreciate the partnership, and we truly feel it's a partnership. We have vendors, but you guys are definitely partners for us. I couldn't agree more with the previous comments from the speaker from Mercy. It's really about understanding the business and introducing us to other implementations as well as other experiences. That's what is really cool for us, because you never know, they could be very applicable, maybe not now, but maybe later. But I think what I found about Panera is their innovation on steroids. I've never engineered this fast in my entire career, and it brings on a whole host of other challenges around agile development, traditionally building infrastructure and keeping up with everything. So I think in some ways, as we move forward, we're outrunning the business, but I think we're also outrunning our technology partners in terms of what we need to fulfill that innovation. And that's something that we plan on working closely with them to talk about those things, because in some cases, and we've proven this thus far, with our back-of-house applications, the point of sale, the iPad applications, that I can't go out and buy that from a third party. We're doing the system integration and partnering with you all, but in order to disrupt and lead, in some cases you have to build those things yourself.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to work with you on any ideas you have, anything creative, innovative. We're all in.
Michael, Jim's rubbing his hands.
Yes. Well, I'm getting hungry too. We're talking about Panera, so it's getting. But no, it's fantastic. We really do appreciate the relationship. Very excited about it. We want to continue. We are committed to innovating. I think you can see it. You've engaged with our labs and our engineers on both the kind of physical infrastructure and the app dev side. We're going to continue to push an aggressive way. But Michael, we really appreciate the time. You did a fantastic job of articulating what Panera is all about today, and I think the entire audience is going to be much smarter because of it. So thank you very much for your time. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. You did a fantastic